The NFL Combine is well underway, and we know the Eagles will have had all eyes fixed on the wide receiver position. Some players left really strong impressions, while others left a lot to be desired, but here is everything you need to know about the wideouts after yesterday's drills and the names that Eagles fans should have had circled for a while. If you're new around here, congratulations on being drafted with the 21st overall pick. You are the shiny new wide receiver prospect this offense needs, and all we're going to do is lob you up long touchdown passes all day long. So we're going to hurdle up the big subscribe button, you're going to press it, and we're going to make the playoffs. It's a nice and easy job, just don't make me trade you to Dallas, alright? We're going to kick things off with some of the biggest winners from the NFL Combine, and there may be none bigger than Henry Ruggs. The WR1 for many people ahead of this year's draft. He stole the show as anticipated, and while he didn't demolish the previous 40-yard dash record set by John Ross, he came close with a 4.27. Sprinkle in a 42-inch vertical jump and a 10-foot 11-inch broad jump, and it's safe to say that Ruggs made a statement that his stock is only going to rise as the draft draws closer, meaning that if the Eagles want to go out of their way and get him, they might have to give up some assets and trade up, maybe into a selection even as high as pick 11. If there's one man showing that they can absolutely still get value at pick 21, it's Justin Jefferson. Now, he's a name that snuck into those pick 21 conversations very loosely, but there's going to be a lot more traction after this week. The 6'1", 202-pound receiver raised plenty of eyebrows with a 4.43 40-yard dash time, which was faster than Jerry Jeudy, and set himself apart from some of the other slot receivers in this class. He has a solid body of work to build on, but that kind of showing is only going to boost his stock. The next big winner from the Combine was a name I fell in love with in the lead up to the Senior Bowl, and it's DAndre Mims. I think there's a lot for people to be excited about when it comes to this athletic freak, and he's got future wide receiver 1 written all over it, but the issues are more technical intricacies that will need to be coached at the next level. However, Mims only pushed himself higher up the pecking order by really turning heads at the Combine. He weighed in at 6'3", 207 pounds, ran a 4.38 40-yard dash. 4.38. Now, if that's not reason to invest in a kind of project player to groom him into that wide receiver 1 mold, then I don't know what is. Mims is big, he's fast, he's got everything you could want, snapped his head violently when selling routes, and I think he's got a lot of potential. Is that going to be the selection at 21? I really don't know, but I do think there is a significantly high upside for the Baylor product. And ultimately, it's a name that has been mentioned frequently in the heart of NFL draft conversations, but mostly for the wrong reasons. Chase Claypool weighed in at 6'4", 238 pounds, and the natural consensus was that he could be a future tight end, moving him inside or at least maybe limited to a big slot ceiling or a red zone weapon. However, running a 4.42 40-yard dash and leaping to a whopping 40.5 inches on the vertical silenced those ideas. Claypool's here to play, and he's here to do it on the outside. And finally, it's a standout that I don't think many people expected in the way of Donovan People-Jones. The Michigan product started to gain some traction in recent weeks because the film never lies. His production wasn't incredible at college, but what you see on tape at least presents reason for encouragement. Then, the 6'2", 212-pound wideout achieved a 4.48 40-yard dash, leaped up 44.5 inches on the vertical, and flew 11'7" in the broad jump. Time to really dig deep here, because DPJ could be a steal in the heart of a draft where the Eagles could well be looking to double dip. But what about the names who didn't produce as expected at the Combine? I think one of the biggest disappointments here was Jalen Reagor, a man that has shot up draft boards over the last few weeks due to his outstanding skill set, but going into the Combine, there was a lot of hype due to that. Reagor bulked up prior to the event, and it may well have hurt his 40 time. Sure, his 42-inch vertical was exactly what the doctor ordered, but when it came to agility drills like the 3-cone and the 40, he didn't look like the force we all expected him to be. With other receivers really making the most of this opportunity, it doesn't help Reagor at all to see his stock begin to decline at this point in the offseason. He's going to be very reliant on a big time showing at his pro day to surge him back into those conversations. We know how deep this wide receiver class is, and Reagor was someone that was surging at an alarming rate, and unfortunately, that progress may now have stagnated after a poor athletic showing. Next up is a late round sleeper who surged into prolificity during the Senior Bowl week with some eye-catching receptions during practices, Antonio Gandy Golden. He entered the Combine with a lot of eyes on him. A 4.60 40-yard dash time would have promptly moved them off of him again though. There are bound to be question marks over Liberty's strength of competition, but now AGG will have a shot at redemption at his pro day. We know he can make all the catches, but what about the other athletic traits where he really didn't exactly set the board on fire? Next up, Laviska Shenault Jr., another man linked heavily at pick 21, but running a dismal 4.59 time on the 40 really doesn't help his case. I think he's capable of a lot more, and if injuries are hampering him, then maybe this will work in his favour in the long run, but it wasn't the day he wanted at all, and with so many other receivers around him performing very well, it's not great. And finally, arguably the most disappointing receiver out there was Brandon Aiyuk, and it's not that he did anything specifically bad, there just wasn't anything overwhelmingly positive. And in a day where wideout stocks were rising and falling more rapidly than a roller coaster, Aiyuk just kind of faded away a little bit. The projected second rounder ran a 4.5 second 40-yard dash, reached 40 inches on the vertical and 128 on the broad jump. Just meh. Aiyuk looks like a blazer on tape and has all the makings of a tremendous slot receiver with speed and versatility on his side, but in terms of athletic testing, there were wideouts who did a lot more with a lot less. What receivers both excited and disappointed you on Thursday afternoon? Let us know down in the comments, and of course who you want the Eagles to take at pick 21. From myself, Liam Jenkins, thank you as always for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I'll see you next time.